Hey, welcome to another episode of Seduction Tech, where I'm just lucky and I find special people that I run into, professionals in their area, people that have experience. And it's for me, really, I want to talk to these people. I want to pick their brain. So I put them here so you can pick their brains too. And today I have a special person. Everybody here is special, but this one is very special because I was browsing through Substack and I started seeing her posts and they just started making sense to me, but not in the sense of, you see a bunch of posts, do your best, like do this. And with her, it was messages that I didn't expect to get that I needed. So it was like, whoa, this is weird. And I want to introduce to everybody, Eve Solara. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hi, everybody.
I am excited, so excited to have you here.
I'm
And another thing,
excited. I'm
thank you
telling
for
you,
being
I
here.
totally manifested this.
We're gonna talk about that because
Yeah,
we all need this, but we need your power. So let me tell you something. I usually I used to do research and find out who the person was and I find out that, you start reading outdated stuff and stuff that is not them anymore. So instead of doing that, I would rather you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, and let's start there. It's just
off.
that's just
I
yeah.
I'm human. Hi. I'm a 45-year-old mom of one daughter who's fabulous, and I'm a survivor. So I've been through a lot, and I've gained a lot of wisdom from the traumatic experiences that I've gone through. And when I was going through them, I asked God, I said, can you turn this into something that I can use to help other people? And He's doing that. So I basically tell people, like, when they're like, explain who you are, the first thing I say is, I'm an enigma. Like, I really don't fit in any box that most people would try to put me in, because I relate with a lot of different things, a lot of different people. I connect with angels. I'm not afraid to say that anymore. I've had this gift since I was a child, and I went through the fire, to get to where I am now, where it's just like, I'm just going to live out loud. I'm not going to be ashamed anymore. I have this gift, I connect. And so I give daily angel messages on Substack. I've written a few books about angels, and now they're throwing me into the world of speaking. So, you know,
Okay, let's
yeah.
pause because you just unloaded so much because
Okay.
that's who you are. You have a lot.
Yes.
So I want to backtrack. So when you say you're a survivor, and without you don't have to give details if you don't want, but because there's different types of survivors. There's health survivors. There's if you can explain a little bit of what kind of survivor are you?
I would say a universal survivor. I have survived domestic violence. I've survived losing everything, being homeless. I have survived at the beginning of 2025. I was admitted into a hospital and I had to undergo 3 emergency blood transfusions. And that is when I had like this super aha moment, because as I was in the hospital, I was like, what what would you have felt like if you would have just dropped dead like the doctor said you could have done? And I was like, no, I can't go out that way, because I was living a lie. I definitely was living a lie. I call it, like, I was doing my spiritual thing on the weekend and I was doing my 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. And the two worlds just didn't meet. And the angels kept telling me, you're supposed to leave the 9 to 5, have your own thing, and you're supposed to be out here helping people and being an example. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that on the weekend. No, 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 no. So then I ended up in the hospital, almost out of here. And once I got out of there, I said, you know what? I'm going to live every day like it's my last. I thought I was doing that before. No, I'm doing it now. And so, like, everything that I want to do, I just found a way to do it. So I manifested all of my books and then started the Substack and found my way to you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats. Not even congrats. Welcome to your real life, right? Because I think it
Yeah,
feels like you were reborn into this,
I
right?
was.
And
Yeah.
moving now to the other part that I
Hmm.
think is the most important here, because I think this probably shaped everything that's happened in your life. So speaking to angels, right?
Yeah.
Let's not go because you said well, this is why you don't notice so much because you said that now you're not afraid to admit it. I can I can see why that could be a problem, right? Like you say,
Yeah.
I speak to angels, and immediately it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh one of those, right? When
Hmm.
did you decide that you were going to be open about your gift?
That started probably 5 years ago. I started a YouTube and I wouldn't show my face. I would just like talk. So like now I laugh about it with the angels because I'm like, oh, that was training. You guys were training me for like this chapter of my life. And I would just start talking to people. I started going to spiritual groups where other people were like, I can't talk to my family about this. I can't do this. And then in those group settings, I became the one that was just like, okay, we do this. It's fine. It's not, it's not nothing strange. And then my angels, they began to tell me, they were like, you live in the actual normal world because everybody has this ability. It's not like I'm special, I'm gifted, I'm, selected to be whatever. Every one of us has this unique ability. But what happens is a lot of us get distracted in our everyday lives, focusing on whatever. And when there are signs and wonders, we ignore them. People ask me, they're like, how come you get so many signs? And I'm like, it's because I acknowledge them every single time I get something, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's excited. And like, I get like super excited. And I think that the angels are kind of like, oh my gosh, she's like a little child. So let's give her some more. And
That that's
yeah,
amazing because
yeah,
it takes a lot of courage, right? Because even
yeah,
if you did speak to angels, there's a hesitation of, well, what will people think? Like the judgment. And
mm,
we're gonna go back to that, but I want to relate this to seduction because I asked you something
yeah,
important because I've been researching seduction more in the non pickup game or nothing like that
mm,
or lines to get girls or whatever. It's more without seduction, there is no evolution of humans. Like we I, we need to attract
yeah,
that partner to procreate. Like you have a daughter, so without that, there is no world. If we were able to seduce the opposite sex, it's just done. So
yeah,
I asked her, and I say, hey, can your angels, right, or our angels, or whatever we need
there
to do,
are,
can they help us
yeah.
seduce? And then you're like, yeah, but you didn't want to really give the techniques. Tell me about that. Like what role do they play in our human interaction?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I I never just give quick answers. Like when people are like, "Hey, can like the angels do this or that?" Because we're getting to know each other. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know what you're gonna do with that information. You might have like I'm not saying you. When I say you, I mean like universal. You might have like bad plans for that information. So it's like, why would I hand you like a blueprint on how to like harm somebody? And I'm not saying that it would be harmful, but like when we had that conversation, I was like, well, I got to go and like meditate with them, talk to them, and see what they want to say. And they came up with this whole system, basically, about like men re-tapping into the divine, and getting getting back to connected to God and themselves, and then that's what's going to make you magnetic, you know?
Okay, so can I? So we all have. we all have angels.
Yes.
Would that be a true statement?
Yeah.
Can I talk to my angels to help me out in that
Yes.
aspect?
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
how
You
do
can
I do
talk to
that?
them
How
just
do
like
I
you
tell
talk
them,
to a
hey,
friend.
okay, but you
Yeah.
got to
You
be
can
like in a
act like,
dark room in a mirror? How do
no,
I talk to my angels?
no. Listen, I talk to them like I'm talking to you. Like when I go into the grocery store, if I'm trying to lose weight, if I need something's going on with my health, before I push that basket into the store, I'm like, yo, guys, I need your help. And then, like, literally, stuff will be like glitter. Like, it will be glitter to me. Like, it will just stick out. And I'll be like, well, I've never had that before. And then, like, I'll look it up on my phone and it will be exactly what I need at that time. So I think for you, you could be like, can you teach me how to be more magnetic? Like, they're not going to help you, like land girls. They're going to help you find the one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so angels are monogamous, you said?
They don't have relationships like us, but they know the design in which we were created. So they're going to probably gear you more towards um a real relationship rather than, like bed buddies.
Well, then could we have bad angels? Is that
Yeah, there are
possible?
bad angels. They're categorized as fallen, but I'm sure they don't call themselves that.
But meaning, because in my life, I have so many hardships,
Mm,
heartbreaks, people that just didn't fit with me. It's not that they were bad people, they just didn't fit with me. And
yeah.
I feel that if this is the case, right, if these angels are around me and they're meant to help me,
Hmm.
did I not listen to their warnings, or did they just let me make these mistakes? Because I've suffered so much. I'm like, well, why didn't you guys tell me that this person wasn't for me? So what
Well,
went wrong or right?
see, I'm at a point in my walk where I'm actually thanking the divine for everything that I went through, because all of it is a gift. Now, I know like everybody is not at that place in their walk. Trust me, I was at a place before where I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I the kicking stone of heaven? Like, what is going on here? Like, I just get every single bad person, every single bad thing. But now that I've reached it to this chapter in my life, I'm like, yo, doesn't have the best intent for me. And I think sometimes like Earth is a school and we have free will. And so like the angels can step in, but they can't step in past your free will. If that makes sense. So like if you had already made the choice and you're not asking them to assist you, they can't assist you. But they're
Free.
not going to
So
come in
we
and
were
just
gonna.
like take over your life because the divine made you to have free will. So your choices are the authority, you know? So now that you've reached it to this part and you've connected with somebody like me, you will be more aware and be like, okay, guys, like, can you just like show yourself to me? Can you tell me who you are? And can you help me? You know? Yeah.
Because I feel like my angels, if I want to call them that now, as I'm more aware, um, sometimes and that's another question. Are they perfect? Because
Yeah,
can they
it
make
depends on what
mistakes? Can
books you
angels
read.
make mistakes?
You're opening up like my nerd sense here because, like, I love the Book of Enoch, and according to that book, yeah, they can do bad things. They have free will too, but they can't.
But meaning mistakes where they have a good
I've never
intention, but
had
they
that.
just give you bad advice or bad
I
guidance. Can that
personally have
happen?
never had that. I think that we know, just kind of like like if somebody has good intent for you, you feel it in your gut. And I always tell people when they say, "Well, how do you know that you're talking to angels and it's not just you?" And I'm like, because it comes from a place that it's above my thinking. Like, whereas I might want to get revenge, they're like, "No, this person is hurting. Bring them like a cup of coffee tomorrow." That's not my that's not my natural, you know what I mean? And
Right.
then like by following that advice, it's like, oh, okay, I open the door to something greater. So I don't think that angels would be whispering bad things to you like for advice. Those would be called something else.
Okay, because sometimes,
Yeah.
well, that's what I mean, because I feel, and this
Yeah.
is just a feeling because
Yeah.
I'm new to this. I'm always open minded, but I feel like, let's say
Okay.
I don't want to text her, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna text her, and then I feel like that little angel, if we have two, a good one, a
Mm,
bad one of them is like, yeah, text her.
okay.
And the other one, instead of providing that
Mm,
contrast, he'll go, yeah, yeah. Like they'll help me make decisions
okay.
that later I go, that was
Well,
a
see,
bad
I wouldn't
decision.
say that,
And I feel like we were all
that's an
in on it.
angel. No, 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 no.
It
Because what I do is, um, in a situation like that, I say, show me if I should be texting this person. Show me if I should even be in contact with this person. So I think for you, you have to learn how to ask better questions. I'm not knocking your questions, but yeah,
no, no, no,
like
knock them
that will show
because
you if
I
it's
need
your
to learn.
flesh desire or if it's angelic desire. You know, like an angel's really not going to get into, oh, should you text somebody or not text somebody? They're more concerned with, is this person aligned with your path? Yes or no? And so, like, when you start asking questions like, if they have ill intent for me, just remove them.
Yeah, I definitely got to ask better questions.
Yeah.
And that's a whole learning process. But at the same time, I feel, you have to have faith because at the same, we hear these voices, and a lot of times we ignore them and we
Yeah.
go, no, that's just me. That's not. And how do I know if it's me or if it's the universe, it's the angels, if it's a
Mm.
spiritual thing?
Yeah. I tell people, I know because the voice is a higher thought than what I naturally would have. So, like, my natural instinct would be like, okay, slap this guy. Like, the angel is going to be like, give him some grace. He's really nervous, you know. Um, he doesn't know how to approach you. He's insecure. Like, and it will just be like that, you know. And in that, whatever you want to call it, fast, because it happens really, really fast. I have to make a decision like, okay, am I going to proceed with this or not? And then if it's somebody who's not good for me, they'll just say that too. They'll be like, evil, bad intent, lustful spirit. Yeah, just trying to sleep with you.
Which is probably all the time, right? Like it's just as I don't think guys start. It's different because women start with like a ideal, and we start with the smashing, and then it grows into a relationship. It's like the opposite in a way.
Yeah.
But I also, as we were talking, I asked you, hey, can you, because you do consulting, right? Or can
Yes.
you help? Do you help people connect to their angels or through your
Yeah.
angels? You do that.
Yeah. I do
So
reading.
if someone, oh, readings. So if someone hit you up, you
Hmm.
do that. Okay, perfect. Because
I
I
charge a
asked you for that.
fee.
I was like, hey, and you're like, are you sure? It's like, well, I haven't heard anything that your angel said, but I say, hey, before the show, talk to them. I want to know what they think. Well, first I want to know what you think. And then I want to compare that to what they think.
Okay.
And it could be good or bad. It doesn't trust me, I'm gonna be good. But I I'm curious because I want to eventually use my angels in the same way. So I want to see
Okay.
what you think and I want to see what they think. So
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, me,
Well,
what do you
what I
think?
think about you as a man.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I think
anything.
you're I think you're an attractive man. I think you're confident. I think you're very ambitious, highly intelligent, uh, charismatic. um, I do think that you have a little bit of work to do. Because I think that I'm trying to think how to say this. I think that you present in a way that it is a part of you, but it's not the best part of you because you've been hurt in the past. So you lead with that. If you want a good time, I'm here for a good time. But like, I feel like you're really looking for like something more solid and real. And like, you have a really big heart, but you don't want like
That's
everybody to know that.
that's deep because yeah, that's you absolutely hit it right on the spot because when you've been hurt so many times, you you become a cynic and the smallest thing,
Yeah.
you're done because
Yeah.
you've been through that path of wasting time and years sometimes
I know.
in relationships and with people that just were not worth that time. So
True.
so
True.
thank you for that.
Yeah. That's what I think of you.
Okay, now
So
let's go
what
to
the
this is
angels what the angels said, it was very quick and they were just like, he's searching, he's looking, and they're like, he's on the right path, he's gonna get there, but he's looking. And normally when they say something like that to me about a person, there's emptiness from wanting to fill things, like fill the voids in our life. So it's like you're searching for like, okay, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? You know that you're supposed to use your voice. You know that you're supposed to be like a leader. But you don't want to fall into um just the wrong thing or the wrong side, You're very conscious about you want to you want history to remember you as that dude.
that's deep, deep, deeper. Because yes,
Yeah.
that's right on the money. And I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as it's
No,
the
it's not bad.
truth, and also, um, well, I'm protecting myself. Like I've been through too much to at this
Yeah,
stage still go through more.
I know.
Like just like you have. You've
Hmm.
been through a lot, and it sounds like
Yeah.
you struggle a lot, and it's like, why do you want to? You don't want to continue struggling. So, the first
Yeah.
sign that you're stepping back into that path, you're like, nah, I'm out. I'm this way. Where
Yeah.
also the curse of that is that you become a little bit too protective, right? Because you any little thing, even though it might not be a big thing, is a big thing to you. Is anything
Yeah.
any little thing is because a big thing. And even with you, right? Because I'm talking to you and you're so mysterious,
Mm.
it's like, oh no, like your information is like sealed tight, right? Which is fine. Which is
You're
fine.
not the first person to say that. And I think that I share a lot, but I don't know. I'm just built that way because, yeah.
No, I mean, it's okay. I think there's got to be a balance. And maybe there's an angel. I mean, I don't want to overstep what they tell you, right? But I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe they're really protecting you. And I'm thinking, I wonder if your angels are like overly protective
Oh, yeah.
because they know you struggle.
Well, I don't struggle now, but they know that I have in the past. And I'm the type where I will rush into house fires. Like everybody will see the house is on fire and I'm like, I can save him. And then I get in the fire and I'm like, why am I burned? So they're kind of like, listen, we don't want you out here saving anybody. Okay. That's not your role. You are meant to speak life into people, but not give them your life. If Does that make sense?
No,
Cause
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
You don't want to get lost
right.
yourself into
Yeah.
someone else's life,
Yeah.
which is what
And I
happens in
mean,
relationships.
I probably will write a book one day about like all the stuff I've gone through. And a lot of people, if they knew the extent of it, they would be like, why isn't she in a loony bin or in jail? It's okay. You
Wow.
can laugh. I'm being,
Well,
it's real though.
I'm not laughing. I am actually connecting with, even when you said you even find yourself homeless, right? Because
Yeah.
people see that word and that circumstance as a self fault. Like you did something wrong that led you there, right? Like it's
Yeah.
never life knocked you out, like it's always
Yeah.
your fault.
Yeah.
And
It was
a
one of
lot
those
of
house
people, maybe
fires.
some people, yes, but sometimes you just, you're a good person. You just land there. There's obviously people in this, that's in a certain circumstance that they could have made different choices, but
Hmm.
that's not always the case.
No, it's
It's not
not.
always.
No. And the fun thing about going through so much shit, if I can curse, because I do curse. Sorry, y'all. I
Yeah,
talk
no,
all
you
kinds of junk.
be real. This
Um,
is it.
is you relate to people. Like I no longer look at somebody as if that can't be me. I look at it like that's me, you know? And so when I'm delivering these messages and I'm talking to people, a lot of people have said to me, they're like, I feel like you're just having a conversation with me. You're not coming from a place where you're here and we're here and we, like we have to worship you. It's like, no, I'm in the mud with you. Like I'm going through it with you. I just chose to turn to the divine rather than other things.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
not
Like you
saying
could
that,
have easily went into drugs
I
or
don't judge.
alcohol or whatever.
No, I drink.
No,
Yeah.
no, not drinking, but obviously you're not drunk. I mean, people that turn into alcohol just to not deal with real life. That's, hey, in the morning they start drinking. They don't want to think, or
Mm,
drugs or whatever. And then
yeah.
it becomes where
But
they
what's
can't
funny
live
is
without that.
because if we're really honest, um, we have other things that we escape into as well. You know, like for me, it might be getting my nails done. And I'm like, I don't want to think about how shitty my life is. I don't want to think about, like anything else. I'm just going to be here in the moment, getting pampered. And then for somebody else, it might be like, I need to take a drink just to get to the office today and put on that mask and get through the freaking day. We all have something that we're carrying, we're suffering with, and that's another reason, like with my Substack, I just blurt stuff out. And then like later on, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have said that. But then when I go back and I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, everybody feels that way today. That's great. Cool. All right, keep it going. Yeah.
Great. So, in your inspiration to write your book, well, you wrote
Yeah.
several, but what do you think is the most meaningful book that you say, hey, this book was, it just, everything came out in this book? What would be that work?
All of them. But the one that can help people the most would really be manifesting with the angels, because it's practical advice from the angels on how to get the life that you want. Yeah. And I like, what was that guy where he was bald and then like he sold like hair or whatever, and he was like, I know it works because I'm a client. Like that's kind of like what they're doing. They're doing that with me. I know it works because look at my life, you know. And it's documented, like it's documented like how low I got. And God was like, I'm only doing this so that I can take you really, really high, and nobody can say that they helped you get there.
And when you talk to your angels, do you name them, or do they already give you their names, or how does that work?
Sometimes they give me their names, sometimes they don't. But because I've had a relationship with them for so long, I know their personalities. And so how they come across, I can pretty much tell which one it is. They have
Do you, but
personality, yes.
and when you name, I mean, so you, when you don't know their name, do you name them? Like they say,
I'll
hey,
ask them.
Joey.
No, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. I will ask them their names. Their names aren't Joey or anything like that. Like they're like Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raziel. you know, they're actual names. Yeah.
Okay. And are these angels, for example, are your angels also could be my angels, or do I have my own
Yes.
angels and you have yours?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We have angels assigned to us at birth. So like I have, like I was born in May. So there's an angel that watches over everyone that was born in May. You were born in July.
August,
August. Okay, I'm sorry. Like my daughter's a July Leo. So
Leo.
I think that all the Leos are July. Um, so they're like you could start with that.
Okay.
What's the angel over August? And then you can also just ask them, just be like, if you're not my angel, can you lead me to my angel? And then be open because they will start responding. They will. And
Well,
sometimes they'll
And,
give you their name, sometimes they don't. For me,
and
they
do they
do.
respond in your head or
Yeah. No.
okay? Is that for everybody, or do you sometimes see signals that are
Well,
not maybe
I
as
have
clear?
all of the clairs. That's what people in my community call it. And so like I can see them, I can hear them. They're not in my head per se, because like it does come to me like from the outside. Um, and a lot of this is the part where like I do get nervous but I do have friends that are in the mental health industry and they believe in, angels and stuff. So it's not schizophrenia. No, no, no. It's once you start tapping in, you will start to understand your language that you hear them in. Cause I get feathers on my windows. I get birds, talking to me. I'll just any and everything can be a sign. Yeah. Yeah.
Does this hurt relationships? Like if you meet someone and you're hanging out, and I don't know, you get a message or something, and do you need to have someone that understands that, or can a normal
Well, I've been
person
with normal
be with
people
someone like
before
you?
and it hasn't worked out because they try to take over my gift and control it. But that's only because they were trying to hide stuff from me or do um, dirty type of things to me. So, of course, you don't want my angels to like be like, hey, you can't trust that guy. Um, so they would be like, oh, this is evil. God says you're going to go to hell, like that kind of stuff. And I, when the chips would fall, it was like, no, I'm not the one that's going to hell. You're already there. And your actions,
Wow.
because what I try to tell people is in relationships, I'm like kind of like bait from God. And so the first half of my life, I think that I was used to enforce divine judgment and karma on people because I believe that there are those people in the world where you can get away with doing certain things for a long period of time. But there will be that one person that comes into your life. And the moment you try that with that person, it's like the heavenly police just like grab you. You know what I mean? And so I'm that person in a lot of men's life. I haven't like had a lot of relationships with men or whatever, but like you just can't mistreat me and keep thinking that your life is going to go smooth. Yeah. So that can be a relationship, kind of
That
bad
makes
thing.
sense.
But on the other hand, I've been used to help a lot of people as well. Because, yeah.
Yes. But so you have encountered guys that get jealous, like, hey, Gabriel, to your
No,
angels, like, that's my
no,
woman.
no,
Like,
no,
don't be
no,
talking to her.
no. Most are
No.
intrigued. And then, like I said, like when it starts coming on them, like I'll wake up and I'll be like, call them or whatever and be like, where were you last night? And like, if they lied, why are you asking me that? Oh, you're just crazy. Oh, yeah, yeah. Your angel told you, click, and then I'll be like, angel, show me, show the truth. And it will just happen. Like they can't hide stuff. So if you're a person that's not a truthful person, that can be really unnerving to you. You know, but yeah, I always say that
It could be
I'm
scary.
for a king, like a real king. He'll know like what to do with an oracle like me. Because he will start being like, you know what, I'm not out here like cheating, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I need to know if this is the right business deal. You know, like remember I said ask the right questions. A lot of men, they don't have that level of
Oh, okay.
foresight. So they're out here doing low level stuff. But like a king will be like, she can help me build a freaking empire. I'm going to take her to the business meeting and be like, tell me, shake Billy's hand so we can know, you know, is this a good deal or a bad deal? You know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that's dope that you can actually use it for beyond, an emotional thing. You
Wisdom.
can actually use it for a
Yeah.
money making
Yeah.
thing, even. Yeah, wisdom. Yeah, absolutely. And then with the angels, have you ever, I don't know how, like gotten physical with it? Like, has there been an angel that like,
No,
hey, what's up? Like,
no.
you
They're
know,
any
no?
entity that tries that is not angelic. They are fallen. So I only work with the holy angels. I know the other ones because, you know, like remember in the story, the tree of good and evil. So I'm aware. I'm aware. Yeah. But no, that that's not allowed in my world. I do know of other women and men that do that type of stuff. I do not. Yeah, no, that's not okay.
Or they engage in carnal
Yeah, it's called
pleasures with the
astro
angels?
sex.
Wow.
It's where you have sex with spirits.
Wow. I had no idea that existed. It hasn't happened where
No,
they tried?
no.
No? They never even just, maybe they just know, they already
Well,
know that you're
holy
not going to
angels
be
don't
with it.
do
So
that. Like
they're not
Michael,
even going to try.
Gabriel, Uriel, they saw what happened to the other angels that crossed that line, and they wouldn't cross that line. The book of Enoch, like that's you should read that book because it will talk about angels having sex with women.
Okay. So you don't recommend doing that?
No,
No.
that's what brought the flood.
Yeah, we don't want
You know the
floods,
flood?
fires. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Noah, yeah.
Noah's flood. Yeah, no. Why would you want to have sex with an angel? Oh my God, no.
Well, sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
let's
So I'm
get
saying,
into that.
well, it sounds like if you could, as a man, like I don't know if I could be like no. It depends on the angel too. If she's like, I don't know. I don't want to act like I'm above humanity.
Okay.
Like if a hot angel, right? She was like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be like, "No," I don't
It's
know. I
not
don't
the
know.
way. Read the book of Enoch and we'll talk.
But if I do it, is it gonna cause a flaw? I'm gonna think that way. I'll be like, it's just one, yeah, one
Read the
person
book
can
of
do that.
Enoch and we will talk.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely read it, and I'm because
Yeah.
now I'm curious. Now I'm like,
Because
I
that's
wonder
where
what.
demons come from. They're the children of angels and women.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's that. It gets deep, but I just want to
it
be
does.
real and know that I don't know if most men will resist that temptation, right? Like I just
Well, it's not going
if
to
we can
be
barely
how you
resist
think it's
women,
going to be.
it's not.
I'll just put it this way. If an angel comes to you wanting to have sex, it's not going to end the way you want it to.
Because we can barely resist regular women, let alone,
Well,
an angelic.
women can't resist angel men either. So, I mean, But I
There you
can.
go.
I don't. Yeah. No. No.
Are you and I don't know if it's I don't want to go too deep into what you want to say or not, but are you even with humans and you like not engaging
Right
in?
now, I'm celibate.
Yeah. Is that a choice that you're making? Why are you making that choice, basically?
Because I was engaged last year to an alcoholic who is, I don't want to get into all of that, but me and men, my life seems to go better when I'm celibate. Yeah. And
And when
for
you say you're
me,
celibate,
sex
you
is, huh?
something, but if that celibate, even like you just no sexual stimulation at all, even just by yourself.
Celibacy makes you more magnetic. And I am not, in that aspect, I'm not normal. I get turned on and aroused from other things. Yeah.
Is it the same pleasure though?
For me, it's better.
When you say other things, you mean
Like
like your
being in an
work?
old library surrounded by books with a good cup of tea, learning about, ancient truths. That does it for me.
All
Yeah.
right. So you're sounds like you're simple to please.
I am what they call sapiosexual. Sexual. So it's mental.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also you said something else before where you like gifts or something like wait, it's a word.
Yeah.
Uh
It's a
what
kink.
what well, it's a kink. It's not a identity. It's a kink. So what will be that?
It's a
What is
kink.
it called?
Well, I took a kink test and my number one kink is findom, but it's not how people out here in these streets is representing it. You know, I'm not going to come in your life, knock you over your head, and empty your bank account. No, but
And
I
it's
do
fin
love to, huh?
FIN dominant, right?
Yes.
Not
Which means
FEM.
financial. Yeah, right. So the kind that gets my kink is financial domination. I love it when my lover gives to me. Yeah, is a very generous. So
Money
in this
or
day and age,
gifts.
it's very hard to find. Most men are like, gold digger, gold digger. It's like, no, no.
So you're like, oh, uh, hey, here's $1,000. Give me more. Oh yes, like that's
No,
see,
I mean, if listen, listen. That's another show.
okay, okay,
But
yeah,
I will
because
put it to you this way. I'm not out here emptying anybody's pockets. I get my own money. I work very hard. I have books and different things like that I do. But if I'm going to engage with a man, um, I want to explore that. I want to explore it. And I'm not apologetic. I'm not apologizing for it. How he and I decide to explore that is going to be between him and I. I'm not going to be like, give me all your money, you know. Well, that's a conversation for me and that lucky gentleman if and when he presents himself, but I want people to know it's not how these girls are presenting it on TikTok. That's not what I'm with.
well, what are they doing? Are they
Mine
like
would be
just
much.
draining pockets? What are they
Yeah,
doing?
they're like, give me $1,000, give me $5,000. and they drain people and they humiliate people and they degrade people, and it's a whole subculture. I'm I'm a little bit different. I'm not into humiliation. Um, I'm not into degrading people. I want it to be a pleasurable exchange for both of us.
He gives you money. What does he get?
Uh-huh. Nothing. Well, I
How is
mean, if
that a
he's
fair
my
exchange?
man,
But
no,
is
I'm
that
saying if
fair?
he's my man, listen, if he's my man, man, and we're in a committed relationship, he doesn't have to worry about his needs, just like I shouldn't have to worry about mine. Yeah. But there are other arrangements where, um, people just love to serve.
Financially or other ways?
Financially, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
Okay.
whole subculture out here. I'm not a part of it. I'm getting started. Yeah. I would but I'm not ashamed of that. Like the funny thing is like when I went to the kink community, oh honey, I got shamed and judged, you know, and then I had to stand up for myself within that community, and I was like, "Listen, if you can put on a dress and bark like a dog and everybody thinks that's freaking normal, if I want to receive money and that makes me feel like you in a dress barking like a dog, you have no right to judge me about what I like to do." You know?
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Amazing. There's so many things I'm learning through all this. I'm like, because that sounds like a
Yeah.
normal relationship. Because even though women might not say it, a lot of women, not
No.
all but some are the same, except they don't identify it, but they are doms or whatever, like financial dominatrix. Like they will some are even financially abusive, like you were talking, but there's
I'm not.
no ID for
Yeah.
that. You could be in a relationship with someone like that and not be identified as that. So you just think that you're just doing your manly duty by helping her out or giving her stuff or money, and she don't know and you don't
Mm.
know that this is her kink. This is what she likes. This is what she does.
Well,
So
it took me 45 years to figure it out. And then when I took the test, I was like, that's why there was like so many arguments in the relationship, because like I would be trying, like, for me it feels like love. Like I feel like you love me when you do those things. And so like I got with a lot of takers. And so yeah, that wasn't good. So never again. Never ever.
so there's
I'd rather
men
be
that
alone.
are financial submissives then, like that they
Yes.
they want to give,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, darling. Yeah.
I like your smile because that's great for you, but I'm like how do we
No,
identify these
no,
men?
wait. Okay, I'm sorry. You're talking to me about something that makes me very happy. So I'm not going to hide it. I am real. I'm like, yes. Yes. And I love those men. Oh my gosh, I love those men. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
how do we take a test as men to know where we stand with this? Because I
Oh, it's
don't,
called you just type into Google kink test, and there's like hundreds of them out there.
and as a man, like if I'm a financial submissive or a, but like I
It will
didn't
tell you. It gives you
this.
like okay, so the test I took, it gave me every single category, and then it told me which ones were 1 through 50, or however many, categories there are in kinks. Everybody has a kink, everybody does. And so, that's not my only one. It's just the top. So who wouldn't want to explore their number one?
You have a good one. That's a good one. I gotta admit, that's a very good kink because I don't see the laws there. Not on your end.
No.
I love it.
No.
So
Well, I
your
mean, right
books,
now I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't fully explored it. I want to. So,
okay,
and
you're manifesting it. Your angels are gonna help
yeah.
you find that person that's gonna be like, you know what? I have a lot of money. I'm a financial submissive man. And all I want to do is please you financially.
Yes.
That's so your books, where can we find these? Yeah, no, I see you. I see your smile. It says it all. Um, that's
They're
I
out
never
there in
thought
the
of that.
world. They are out there in the world, and they find me. I don't have to find them, though. They will find me.
That's beautiful. Well, good for you. Good for
It's
you. I like
reconnecting.
that you living. I like that you're living your truth. So that's good. So where can we find your books? Are they on Amazon? Where or your website? Where can we find them?
Yeah, they're on Amazon, and right now they're about angels. Um, I will be writing more about, like, once I get to journey into, the findom world. I probably will do a little a book on that, and I always have projects coming. Yeah.
And then what do we type to find your books? Like what do you on Amazon? What do
My
you
name,
recommend?
Eve Solara. Yeah,
Okay.
Eve Solara on Amazon Books,
And if we're getting
or you
started,
can
like
find
what
it
book do
under
you
Kindle.
recommend? What book do you recommend if we're
I
getting started?
recommend all of them, darling, but like the number one that I think goes with this would be Manifesting with Angels, because it teaches you how to basically get the life you want by connecting with certain angels. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna connect. I'm gonna
And
connect tonight.
unfortunately for me, there isn't a findom angel out there.
You gotta talk to the universe. It'll come. But I'm gonna
And I
connect
have
tonight.
been.
I'm definitely gonna connect tonight with my
Probably.
angels. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
strategize. I'm gonna take it deeper. I'll be like, look, let's sit down, everybody. Listen, angels. This is the plan. We want her.
I love it.
Go get her. Go bring her to me. Bring her to me.
They
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
They
I'm gonna
will.
try
And
that.
you have to be open.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
open. She's gotta
But
be
no, we
open.
got to
I'm like,
talk off of here when you get your results.
yeah, no,
Are you going to do
absolutely.
a
Yeah, no,
show on your
I'm putting it in the universe right now. Listen, angels around me. You all know what it
Yes.
is. I'm gonna show you a
Yes.
picture, or but you said that they don't. Well, my angels are crazy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So I might show them
No.
a few pictures. Like, look, put them in the wall. Let's bring them here.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited.
totally believe in that.
I'm excited. I'm gonna
Trust me, look,
manifest.
I manifested. No, I manifested being on your show because I saw your show, and it was what caught my eye was his name is Timothy. He was a submissive man, and there was a lady. And I was like, at that time, I was like, I want to get into erotica, but people are going to judge me because I give daily angel messages. So how am I going to like blend those two together? And then boom, your video popped up there. And like, I knew from like when I saw your face, I was like, that's it. Bingo. Okay. And then I just let
Nice.
it
Well, thank you
happen.
for manifesting this. I appreciate that
Yeah.
because I get to enjoy it as well. And then, are there any kind of maybe angels that are not in a sexual, but like an erotic angel? I don't know that. Is there? Do you think there would be such thing if you call them? Can you call an angel? Can
Those
you
are
go
the
like,
fallen ones.
I'm looking for this kind of angel. Can you guys guide me? Can you do something like that?
So I'm going to see, I tell you the truth. So the ones that are over seduction and erotic, they are the ones that are in chains. So tread lightly, you know?
Okay. Now I'm scared. So
Yeah.
they get unleashed, or what happens?
Yeah. Read the book. I gave you,
I'm
I
gonna
gave you a
tonight.
key. Read the book of Enoch. And I think you'll know which way to go after that.
Okay. I can't wait.
But
Thank
they're
you so
fallen.
much. No, I don't want it to
They're
fall
not
in.
holy.
I
They're not the
don't.
ones that I work with.
Yeah, no. I don't want it to fall in. But I want to test it out. I'm just curious to. Um, I'm excited to manifest what's about to manifest. Because I
Okay.
believe it. I'm like, wow, this is the missing key. Like get out of
Yeah.
the terrestrial world that's not working
Yeah.
and go into the
And follow
spiritual
me into
realm.
the Delulu world. Yes.
Yes.
I told
Man,
you,
you're
I
amazing.
live in Delulu land like 85% of the time.
Thank you so much, Eve, for being here. And if you haven't subscribed so far, make sure you subscribe here to Seduction Ed. And until next time, and if someone can benefit from this or they're into this topic, make sure you share it. All right, peace.